I received a really nice comment from a fellow patron of YouTube that said nice things like I was funny and I should make more vlogs, and she subscribed, and that really motivated me to put something together. I'm not sure what this video will be at this point, but we'll see where it goes. Thanks to this person here. This is the current state of affairs, if you will. So in my last video, I filmed the fucking heinous process of packing up my existence and moving from my last rental. Now we've got to empty the bookcase. Let's just fucking jump right into it, shall we? Okay, welcome to the floor. Okay, so it's the next morning and I look like Fiona from Shrek. It was the first rental that I ever had on my own. I paid what felt like an arm, a leg, a liver. I paid in my pussy, I paid in my asshole. I paid a f***ing lot for it. And they intended to raise the rent by 70 doll hairs. That's 70 doll hairs too much. 70 doll hairs I don't have. 70 doll hairs, which if I did have, I would not be paying a greedy f***ing landlord to take. I'm living on frozen vegetables and crumbed frozen fish from Howdy. It tastes f***ing excellent, but that's not the point. Allow people to live. It's f***ing bullshit. It's bullshit. Am I mad that the Greens didn't win the election? Yes. Will they ever win the election? Probably not. But that's why you have to vote. That's why you have to vote. Continue with the video. So where am I now? Well, two people that I met last year through a volunteer role were so gracious to allow me to rent out their spare room. Helps them and it helps me. So the idea is that I collect enough pay slips from my job at the moment to look good on a rental application, basically. I thought it might be fun to document the process of life right now for me as a 25-year-old in Adelaide, South Australia, during the current climate, if you will. 1, I enjoy talking. 2, I enjoy connecting with people over the internet. And 3, it's kind of a way to hold myself accountable. If I say something in a video and I document it and at least one is watching, I have to live up to that expectation. I have to keep myself accountable. If I don't live up to it and I've made a video and it's on the internet and I'm preaching away about what the I'm gonna do and I don't do it, and someone watches and they go, well, where's the video? Where's the video? Then it feels like I've kind of failed myself, so. Anyway, sorry, I know that my head is in the middle of like this. I also don't have an expensive like wireless Rode mic that you see all the YouTubers wearing on their clothes and whatnot. It's just me and my hoodie. Isn't that right, Gander?
Gander. Hello, girl. Yeah. Is he cute, good? Good.
So for this video, I thought that while I'm experiencing somewhat of a quarter life crisis, I would discuss a couple things that I have learnt in my 25 years on this spinning rock. Now, this is with the intention that it may offer some food for thought for people who are about to enter their 20s, so like teens, or people who are 25 like myself and just feel old and heavy. The older I get, the more I moan and groan. When I get off the toilet, when I get on the toilet, when I get up from the couch, it's true what they say, the older you get, the more things just start to hurt. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Lesson 1. We don't know as much as we think we do. We just don't. I don't even. I don't make the rules. It is the way it is. It's very easy to become a self-proclaimed expert these days. Our egos get the better of us and we want to appear as though we know exactly what we're talking about. We cling on to our own experiences for dear life, and we assume that our way is the only way of doing things. Our response to something is the only valid response to have. And it's not always deliberate, but we can often overestimate what we know, and as a result of that, we perhaps influence people in not the best of ways. Socrates says, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know f*** all. And better yet, knowing what you don't know is actually knowledge in itself. Always be willing to step outside of your own mind palace and think to yourself, is there more to this? Do I know enough about this to make a valid contribution in the things that I say, how I act, or how I direct others? Is there a better way to go about doing this? Is my knowledge on this topic well informed? Which brings me to the next point, which is a popular one. Think before you speak, but really, really think. Yes, freedom of speech is a thing, but would you rather run your mouth and say something dumb or really put thought into your general existence? At least, like 75% of the time. We can't be well put together all the time. That's just impossible. Look at me. Take me, for example. Being a human occupant on this earth is, in fact, quite the responsibility. We've all got a role to play. We should never find ourselves in the situation where we're using the freedom of speech card as an excuse to be ignorant. And you see ignorance everywhere, all right? You see it online, you see it behind news reporters on TV, people acting like Fruit Loops. It's not good enough to believe, it's a free country, I can say whatever I want. I've got an internet connection, I can type whatever I want on the internet. There are so many places in the world where it's dangerous to have an opinion. So if you live in an area of the world where you can express one, it shouldn't be taken lightly. As we've seen in countless situations in the past, like however many years of humanity. If enough people have one opinion about something, it can be detrimental to the community, the country, the whole world at a larger scale. So don't ever think that your opinion counts for nothing. It certainly does. And it's our responsibility as people in a society on the spinning rock that is Earth to exercise our critical thinking skills, especially when it comes to big humanitarian issues. Big words, I know. On a less serious note, take a beat before you open your mouth, all right? Take a breath. Meditate for 10 minutes. Take it easy. Chill out. Me personally, I'm a go, go, go personality. I talk and I'm very expressive, but as a result, I stutter like a motherfucker. If someone asks me about my day and I try to recount a story, I will trial out at least 5 different opening sentences before I can conjure up a cohesive string of words. Put your words together in your head first to avoid that. It's okay to think. It's okay to stand there like an ancient Roman statue from 500 BC and think before you speak. Also, actively listen. If someone's asked you a question, answer the goddamn question. There's no need to go into the life story. There's no need to go into your blood type, your COVID vaccination status, your family's heritage. Just answer the question. Finally, consider how much you talk. Are you a compulsive talker? Do you find yourself holding the mic for too long? Do you reflect back to yourself when someone starts to respond to a part of what you've said? Yes? Then shut the up. Listen to others, consider what they're telling you, and allow for a string of responses to flow that you actively listen to. Have a reciprocal conversation. It's not all about you. It's not all about you. Lesson 3. It's okay to be selective about who you have in your life. It's okay to completely cut people out of your life if you find that you no longer relate to them in healthy, happy, productive ways, or if you feel the relationship has just run its course. But to know this, you have to know what's good for you and seek it out not only in others first, but in you. Make a list of the things that you value, characteristics, beliefs, hobbies, activities. Do the people in your life at the moment match up to that list? No? Then consider stepping outside of your own comfort zone and meeting new people. And yes, it is my opinion that this does indeed apply to family as well. Myself, having left my entire family, 99% of it, at the age of 17, but that's a story for another fucking day. And I don't drink, so I'll need copious amounts of McDonald's to get me through that story. It's okay to be alone. To be a hermit. That meme that came out saying that women who have no friends or a social life is a red flag is a crock of horseshit. Being alone allows you to 1. Know your worth, 2. Understand how you like to spend your own time in your own company, and 3. Not become too reliant on others. The more time I've spent alone, the more I've learned to be completely and utterly myself, because I don't have to take in the constant noise and facade of everyone else. And make no mistake, you will become a byproduct of the people you spend your time with, so choose them wisely. With me, what you see is what you get. The only drawback of this though is that if you come as you are to someone and you put all of your cards out to play, most people won't quite know what to do with themselves. And this may be me being a little bit too pessimistic, but 9 times out of 10, because of that, they'll kind of decide that they don't like you for whatever reason. Or they'll act as what I like to call a smiling assassin, or alternatively, a slithering eel of the subterranean sea. And they'll engage in bullshit activities like talking and gossiping, or perhaps they'll make up an Instagram account after they've stalked your social medias, compiling everything that you've put online, harassing you. Yes, that's happened to me before. Hand on the Bible, the Torah, my incense stick, the candle, my crystals. I did nothing to this girl. Nothing. But we leave those people behind. We don't get caught up in it because we do not base the foundation of our relationships, our friendships, our family relationships on gossip, on drama, on talking. That's actually not friendship. That's actually something I don't want anything to do with in my life ever. It's much better to have a small circle or even one person whose company you truly enjoy than to rim the assholes of a million shady And that's my situation. I don't have a huge friend circle. In fact, I often prioritize myself and the things that I like to do over having a social life. I've always been content in my own company. But as a result of that, I'm able to connect with others more deeply and appreciate others and their differences. I can put myself in other people's shoes and have a laugh. But one thing that I will never tolerate is bullshit. To be in my life, you must be of equal value as I am to myself. Lesson 4. Comparison is the thief of joy. Eyes in your own lane. As my sister would tell me quite often when I was driving on my L's. Also, know your left from your right. Nearly died many times. Not knowing what the you're doing is a valuable piece of information. It means you can try new things, expand your horizons, experience something new, step outside of your comfort zone. And as we know, that's where the real growth happens, when you step outside of your hidden hole, which may or may not have proper ventilation and or AC. But here's the catch. Knowing is good, doing is infinitely better and more productive. What use are you to yourself and others in your life if you're comparing your situation to what everyone else is doing? Spoiler alert, none. Most likely the people who you're comparing yourself to have actually made a plan and stuck to it with time and persistence. That's their shtick. You have to find your own. So tune back into yourself, and the moment you find something that sparks passion and joy in your existence, you grab that by the balls and you run with it, baby.
Run, Forrest, run!
Factor it into your life and other mundane necessities like the day job you probably don't like very much because people are assholes and the managers don't give a fuck about the toxic workplace environment, and build on something that is completely yours from the ground up, onwards and upwards. It doesn't matter how big or small this thing is. Perhaps you mow lawns for a living. Cool. Make an Instagram. Have you seen the amount of Instagrams of people just edging lawns, mowing that cutting that Reels are great. Reels are a thing. You'll explode cutting a lawn. Maybe you want to become a well-known creative. Great. Maybe you want to be a loud voice in your community. Great. Maybe you've got big responsibilities like taking care of a family member or a friend, and making time for yourself is just as big of a feat as anything else. Great. Becoming more in touch with yourself is massive. You have to remember what makes you tick, what brings you joy in your life, outside of the hustle of staying afloat, which is the situation for a good 95% of us. You have to be of service to yourself before you can be of service to others. Don't realize that too late. Your 20s are a time where you're sifting through people. You're having fun. Oftentimes, or not, with the wrong crowd. Spend more time getting to know yourself and thinking about what you value in your life, in people, and how you want your day-to-day life to look like. And take proactive steps to actually make that a reality for you. Your 20s, yes, you can have fun, you can f around, you can do all of that, but at the same time, it's good to start, pouring in the cement, the water, whatever, and mixing that up, so we can start to build the foundation in our 30s, So rather than comparing yourself to the bitch on Instagram who seems to have it all, she's not a bitch, I'm just You know what I'm getting at here. Find a way to factor small steps into your daily routine to 1, get the ball rolling, but 2, keep that engine running. It's okay if you don't have a specific goal yet. You're not going to if you don't know what you're doing and you're trying something new. But trying is better than doing cool. It's better than doing nothing. So find your something and stop focusing on everyone else's something. Everyone else's something doesn't matter. It's your life. Find what makes you tick. Excuse me.